Here we go. Alright folks, let's do this. We're going to make a tutorial here for how to run any percent Silent Hill 3. I am playing on PC, but this is mostly applicable to the PS2 version. I will do my best to call out the few minor differences that occur between the two. I used to run on PS2 exclusively. Pretty sure I remember most of it. A little bit of housekeeping here, just because I know that this was something that I was concerned about when I was starting. Is what are all your settings? Some of this stuff doesn't matter. Bold adjust, you can't kick up. That kind of stuff you can look up on the rules at speedrun.com. Something that does matter, just kind of based on how your system handles a certain trick that we do later in the run, is whether you're going to be windowed or full screen. And you're just going to have to test it. There's no rhyme or reason, as far as I know, to how your mileage will vary, is what I'm trying to say. We'll get to that much later on. That's in the back quarter of the run. Let's see. In case anyone cares, I will show you. You need to play on 3D type. You need to play on keyboard. I've got a wacky configuration for my keyboard because I've got big hands but shorter style fingers. So what I do is kind of odd, and the display is up there so you can see what I'm pushing when. But just in case you need a place to start, this is how I roll. All right. Now I will also say, when you play this game, you need to set Silent Hill 3 to run as administrator. Every time, just go into the settings and set it, or the properties. Right click on the icon. You also need to set it to run in compatibility mode for XP Service Pack 3, and that's a good starting place. Again, your mileage may vary. I ran on 7 for a while. It seemed to work pretty good. I'm back on 3 right now. Anything else? I don't think so. So let's hop in. The any percent, you can technically run whatever you want, but the fastest currently is easy. I tried like hell to make normal be the fastest, but it's just not right now. So let's start with some movement things, right? Classic tank controls. Heather runs around just like Resident Evil. Got your strafes here. Also good. You basically never need to back up, so don't worry about that too much. What are we going to call it? So in my head, normal strafing, just strafe left, just straight right, is different than when you're holding a direction and strafing. I always kind of think of this as her skating, so we're just going to call it skating. Something else that can be done is the quick turn, which is hitting the 2 strafe buttons, and depending on which one you hit first, say you can do it while you're strafing as well, but we do it as a quick turn just by hitting them in quick succession right that. You can do it the opposite way if you want to go the opposite direction. You might think that doesn't matter, but one of the advanced techniques that we use in this game is to quick turn cancel, which is during the spin to hit whatever button you have mapped to aim, and that allows her to break out of the animation early, and you can start running. Otherwise, you have to wait for the whole quick turn to complete. Now that also sets you up for being able to do some slightly more precise movements. There's another thing that we can do that I'm going to wait until we get a shotgun for, which is a quick shot. And I think for the most part, that's pretty much it for movement stuff. So let's do it. As far as splits go, you can use these as a benchmark. You set them up however you want. I use Live Split. Excuse me. There's a game time auto scripter available on speedrun.com. Yeah, let's go. So the beginning of Silent Hill 3 is a royal pain in the ass. We need to die as soon as possible, and on easy mode, the only way you can die is if something has to kill you. You can't just go fall off a ledge like in the other modes. So the guy that we need to kill us is around this corner right over here, through this door. And we're going to stand here and wait. Now, he's got 2 separate attacks he can do. That was not the faster one. And that is not the faster one. So this is already a reset if you're going for super good times. This is a good one. So what you want to do is back up to where just the drill hits you. You don't want his fist to hit you. I should have auto-saved. We're going to do that this time. So you want the drill to hit you right in the face. You're going to have to work out the spacing. But it's not that simple either. So the first time that you get a drill, what you want to be on his first hit, you want to take that drill to the face. She's going to fall back. You're going to stand up, run there again, and hope that he drills you again. The second time, it's a little more complex. A little bit more difficult to pull off. It's not that difficult. It's just that sometimes the camera will not be in the same place as it was the previous 100 times you did this. Alright, so that's a regular punch. Give us a drill so we can learn it. I forgot to auto-save again. Alright, here it is. So we're going to want to get back, and we're going to... I missed it. We're going to want to get back, and we're going to want to be out of the way so the drill goes to our right, and we're going to strafe into it so that she falls forward after taking the damage. And I'd like to say that, well, I'd like to say nice things here, but I'll just tell you, this sucks, and get used to doing a lot of this, just resetting every 12 seconds until you get the 2 drills, because we're talking about the difference between like starting at 25 seconds. So that's what we would do on the first one. Of course, he's not going to do it again. The difference here is starting between 25 seconds versus like 44, 48. Just needed to do one more so I can show you what happens the second time. Yeah, he's a jerk. Just get used to the idea. Unfortunately, I really wish that I could tell you good things about this. The good news is it's right at the start of the run. If I was guessing, I would say it's probably 1 in 20 that you get both drills. So that's how you want to do it. You want to back up enough that when she falls forward in front of him, and then he will drill you while you're on the ground, and then you're good. And that's why we reset right there. Starting 20 seconds behind is not great. So obviously that sucks. But now we're in the game proper. We're going to run forward immediately. We're going to go out the window. We're going to skate to the right there. Like I said, skating and turning at the same time, and we're going to run straight. Go in the first door on your right. Head down this way. Now, most of the good time in this game is movement based, and you may say like, oh, well, that's incredibly obvious. Well, no, it's really like the great runners, which I don't consider myself a great runner, even though I was 3rd place for a while. I had a world record in PS2. The great runners are quite far ahead of the guys who are below them. And it's all because of like consistently great movement. It means you're running in straight lines, you're not swerving around and wasting movement. You're accessing doors and items and things at like the frame when you can do it. And it just takes time. It takes a lot of practice. I've played a shit ton of this game, and I'm not always there. So we skip this cutscene. You skip cutscenes. The timer's not running. That's why I'm talking to you. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold on the right strafe right here when we come out of this, and we're going to slightly turn to the right, just enough to get around this corner. And then, yeah, which I failed. And then run forward and get to the door. We're going to turn right and left quickly. Skating up to the left. Up these stairs. You can get to that door in under a minute. So, like, that's a good benchmark. Go up here. I do this, like, skating left, grabbing it, and then quick turn canceling to get her to turn around. And access the door as she's turning. It doesn't always work out 100%, but that's what you do. That's how you get your tongs. This room, we're going to just run in like so. We're going to access the menu. Go in and use the tongs there. It's occurring to me that I should be showing you guys precisely how I'm menuing and stuff. I will do that the next time we use one. I'm going to run past these guys. Now we're going to go to the right over here on our way over to the bookstore. And there's another closer who will randomly be at a different point in that hallway. Not hallway, pathway, right? So sometimes you're going to run and you're going to be hugging the right wall, and he's just going to be there, and you're not going to be able to run around. You got to try to catch which side of it that he's on, and swerve out of the way and get past him without getting stopped. And again, it sucks. Sometimes it'll kill you when you're on a great pace. It just happens. That is not how I normally do this, so I will show you. Here we're going to run forward. We're going to run forward and around there. We're going to pick up these books and then look at the books here. Now on easy mode, you don't actually have to use the books. You don't have to solve the puzzle, technically. We're just going to look at it. We're going to see what the code is. Like in this case, 4508, pretty easy, but some of these are difficult. Not difficult, but some of the numbers look similar depending on which ones are there, which books are missing. 8s, 0s, 4s, or not 4s, 6s, and 3s. Those are going to be the ones you mix up the most often. As soon as you get your code, ours is 4508, and you're going to go like so. Get those bullets. Mouse here, 4508. And immediately go through the door. Here I start trying to mash and get the hitbox right there is a little wonky. I actually have two buttons bound to the action. I have my enter and my F bound to action, so I can mash them both at the same time. I'm actually gonna have to take a moment and get some water here in a second. Holy shit! I had a Mountain Dew earlier, and my throat's all cloggy. All right, so we pick up the radio, we run out the elevator. We're gonna skip out of this cutscene. Now, some people strafe to the right here. I actually hold to the right, and as soon as I gain control, I start running forward as well, so that she rapidly turns around the corner. The problem is there's a dog right there, and probably half the time he's going to be in your way, so you got to react quickly. He wasn't there this time. Cool. I'm going to hug the right. And again, we're trying not to zigzag too much, right? Don't want to waste time. Running over here, down this long hallway. Into here. So we ran in, picked up the light, skated back to the right, and hit the door on the way out. You don't want the light to be off here, but you want it to be on as soon as you get in. Right? So in fact, we should probably Let me actually show you that trick because it's one of the harder ones for such a quick room. We'll grab some water first. Alright, sorry for that. Let's go back in. We should be at the elevator, I think. Yeah. So this trick to pick up the hanger is a little... It's a little wonky. It's one of the tougher rooms in the game. For as quick as it is. So we go grab it. Again, we skate out to the right, get back to the door. You can also quick turn there if you would rather do it that way. Alright, so again, it's one of the harder little things, but it's a technique that you'll need to be able to use. It's kind of weird to even describe it. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to be turning. You're going to hold on the turning direction in our left, in this case, the whole time that we do this trick. But you're going to be like tapping forward, kind of like so, which helps you to turn at a sharper angle without losing too much momentum and without losing too much time, right? So you kind of want to do it like that, and I, of course, screwed it up. So let's take a look here. And we've screwed it up again. Try harder. And if you get it right, which I'm doing a poor job of here, after you pick up the hanger, you should be able to just strafe back to the left in order to get the door. Just like that, right? And we're going to head back this way. One of the other beautiful things about running on easy mode that I have yet to speak about is on easy mode, auto aim is enabled. Now these guys, they can be anywhere in this hallway. They can be there, they can be down this hallway, or that little nook right there, they can be anywhere out here. But 90% of the time, they're going to be blocking your ass right around that corner. So just, it's leap of faith, you just go for it. Alright. Now this room, it's not overly difficult, but there are two ways that you can do it. I suck at the one that's a little bit faster. You just kind of run forward, turn around, and use the hanger. And that'll allow you to go upstairs. I will attempt this, but I quit practicing it because I felt like I failed too often. But you can also go up here and kind of get to this spot and do a quick turn cancel into a menu. You don't want to do it that way though. Let's see if we can do it. Like I said, I suck at this, so. Right. I fail it a lot, so that's why I don't do it. But the idea is you run up there, you just do a quick turn into a menu rather than like an action in the middle of it. And that will allow you to use the hanger. I don't like, nothing pisses me off more in running than failing to use an item in the menu, because then you got to go out of the menu, reposition, and then go in the menu again. And I don't love that, right? So top of the ladder, you can just hold up and left and turn like so. You can also briefly strafe to the left into a slight turn and run. I kind of just feel it out. It just kind of depends how I'm feeling when I'm running. Top of the stairs, we're running over here. Oh, geez, to the dog puzzle. We're going to quick turn around. That was extremely wide. And run back downstairs. Now this guy right here, we're going to pick up the nut and keep on running. And you can actually... I will go back just to show this. Some of the text notifications in the game you can actually get out of just by moving again, not necessarily hitting enter. So it's faster, right? Just run up, hit the walnut, and you can move again. Right? So we're going to move, and that'll let us go. Quick left over here, around these corners. Coming this way to another room where there's a couple different ways of doing it. You can do the skate like I spoke about, kind of wrap your way around like that. You can also quickly turn to the right and run, which I've kind of been tending to do that lately. I don't know, it feels a little better to me right now. Of course, I'm doing it poorly. The theme of this so far. Now that you want to skate around to the right and hug the wall as you turn. It's easy to run into that wall, so just takes a little practice. All this stuff that I'm spending a bunch of time talking about really is just like the movement mechanics of the game, which you're not going to really understand until you try and do it. Now, similar to the coat hanger, we have another one right here, slightly to the right instead. You go into the menu, click the walnut, get your moonstone. I strafe out and access the door there. You can do it much faster than that, but we're going at this point. So now we're going to run all the way upstairs to where that dog puzzle was. This guy can be on either side of that hallway. You kind of got to just like catch a glimpse of him when you're running out and hope you guess right. Up here you want to get to where you can access the middle of the door, because if you go for the handle, you'll sometimes miss... I don't know why I strafed right there. You'll miss the box where you can actually use the item, and it'll say, hey, you failed, and you get to readjust. We're going to run around to the ladder right here. I don't know why I saved right there, because I don't want to do the whole ladder climb sequence again. Alright, so first boss. And you'll come to understand that the bosses are kind of a recurring pain in the ass in the game. Because they can treat you nicely, or they can just screw your run up. And the worm is like that, but we have contingency plans effectively. We don't have to reset at the worm anymore, like we used to. So what happens is the worm can die in 6, 7, or 8 shots. If it's 6 or 7, and you're just mashing away, then you're good. You get 1 cycle and it dies. If it's 8 shots, you don't get to shoot that 8th shot normally. There's a way we can force it, which I will show you here. And that keeps you from having to reset. Obviously, you lose a little bit of time, but it's worth it to not have to reset. Because after doing the drills and doing the 5-6 minutes of the maul, you don't want to have to reset again, right? So he can come out of one of 6 of these holes. We're just going to start shooting. So 6, 7, 8. All right. So that's the worst possible situation. After 6 shots, you need to stop and let him reset his position, and then shoot again. So you just delay an extra, I don't know, half second or so. And then if he's not dead after the 7th, you have to do it again to be able to get the 8th shot. Now I think if we continue, we'll just be back at the top of the ladder. Okay. So hopefully we get a quick one this time. Oh, see, that's what happens if you fail. So I didn't wait quite long enough there on the 7th. And now we ran away. And then you get to say goodbye to your run, effectively. You're like 18 seconds behind or something like that. Six, 7, 8. Now when you get 6 shots, hey, cool, right? Now out of this cutscene, we're going to slightly run to the right here to get around this pillar. And then back behind here, you can access the screen. And that's the mall. I split here. There's a cutscene if I need to stretch or something. It's great. Alright, subway. Just turn your light off. You don't need it. You don't need it, and it'll help. So we're going to hug around this left corner, slightly more to the left, and then through this gate. Now here, I don't really see other people do this, but I like to go down on this side because it starts you down here on this side. And hug the left, and again, these you want your turns to be tight. You want to hug the walls as much as possible without clipping into them, and stopping yourself, obviously. All right. So down here, we're going to run over and get our nutcrackers, and then skate back to the left, and then back up the stairs. I've seen people do a quick turn here. I'm not a big fan of it, just because like you can run up here and miss the nutcracker, and there's a text box instead. But you can just move out of that text box. You don't have to press action again. Yeah. So we're gonna run back up, right back the way they were, or right back where we were. The line's not straight, unfortunately, and there's a pillar in the middle. Well, the line's not straight because there's a pillar in the middle. So you kind of just have to navigate that. We're going to stop up here, looking at the chain, move over, grab the nutcracker there. That's not a nutcracker. It's a... oh, no, it is a nutcracker. What am I thinking? To get through the chain. I keep forgetting to talk about the menu, but we will do that. All right. Now, at this point, we need to go in here and get the shotgun. It's right here. You're going to mash your way through the text, do a quick turn cancel, and be running. All right. It's kind of a tough little spot because you can get caught in a couple different places. It's going to take some practice to get fluid with it. I still screw it up regularly. And I forgot to mention, this one you cannot just move out of. You gotta accept and then go. We're gonna run past that stairwell and around to this side. Start to go down to the right. We're gonna skip the first staircase and go down here to Bergen Street, second one on the right. Now this is your first major auto-aim situation in the game. There's two big ones where you're frequently, yeah, I'm gonna put it on YouTube. There's two moments where you are going to frequently get auto-aim, trying to come up with a better, less abrasive term. We'll call it screwed, because that's what it is. We're going to jump down here, we're going to strafe left and go inspect this door, immediately start, and we're going to do that kind of maneuver right there just to kind of dodge. Yeah, you can see this is what happens. So after you see the door and you inspect it, you're going to hold strafe on left and you're going to start to skate back so that you swerve around to the right. And after you dodge the first dog, you're going to go back to the opposite direction so that you can get around the second dog. And hopefully they both jump. That is the best possible situation. Should be strafing right there. That's not particularly great. Alright, they both jumped. Run down here a ways, and then you can jump right up on the platform. And that's awesome. You just, one of the things that you're going to have to get used to is not going to like the very edge of the platform and thinking that you got it. Wow. You kind of got to go down a little ways. And obviously that time it was screwed up because I was not in the normal starting position. And it's just your classic RNG, right? Turn the light off again. That dog right there can just be right in front of you sometimes. Gonna run into the train here. Alright, first guy, let's do a little dip to the right. You can get by him. You gotta make sure you're close enough to the door to get in without getting the auto aim. Second guy's a little tougher. Sometimes he's gonna hit you, unfortunately. After that, you've got 4 more cars to run. You want to make sure you hit these doors at the earliest possible moment. And it's not going to work here because I've stopped and I've moved. But what it is for me is she takes a step when you first go in the door, and then she's going to do she's going to take 8 more steps after that. And after that 8th step, almost immediately you can hit the door again. Three, 3, 4, 4 there. Again, timing, practice, all that good stuff, right? Alright, Stewards, go ahead and turn your light off again. We're going to hug out to the right. There's a pillar here that blocks the perfect line, unfortunately. So just do your best not to waste movement by going too far to the left. Was the noise effect always on, or did it just magically get turned on there? I don't know. For my money, the sewers is, like, as far as like movement tech in the game, probably the hardest. Or at least it used to be before we got an out of bounds that removed like the single hardest run in the game. Room, not run, room. This guy, I kind of flash him when I run by. I don't know that it necessarily matters. He will definitely see you faster if you have the light on, so I like to draw him away so that he's not on the other side of this as soon as I come out. Run up here, there's a text. Pick up the wine bottle, and then we're going to skate out. Or, alternatively, you can quick turn out. It's kind of just whatever you're feeling. You just have to kind of realize there's something in the middle of the floor here that keeps you from taking a straight line. I actually tend to do the strafe out there, which when you get it feels good, but you can, if your position's not right, you can scoot into the wall a little bit too much and that'll slow you down. Now this guy right here, you can play it safe and you can run around. That's why you would want to play it safe. You can run around to the right side in order to get to the door there. I actually, a lot of times I will just run to the left and try to sneak by him. But you will get hit. You'll get hit sometimes. That's also a potential auto-aim situation there, unfortunately. Number one thing you want to do when you're auto-aiming, like in those auto-aim spots, is make sure you're not mashing the action button. Because if you're not, obviously if you're not close enough to access the door, you won't, right? And then you're guaranteed to get turned around from the auto-aim. Alright, this room is a lot like the clothes hanger earlier on. We actually need the light on. We're going to do the little stop turn thing right there. Again, I think there is someone, I can't remember who did it, but someone did come up with another situation, or not situation, another method for this. Oh, I don't have my light on, but I'm not turned right either. Where you can just kind of scoot to the right, and then quick turn and run out. I find that to be a little bit risky. Who knows, maybe I just suck and that's why, but I haven't seen any of the top runners do it that way yet. So I'll show you this way, which is you kind of do the little stop moving forward thing, and then you don't turn around. I don't know why I did that. You skate back to the right. This is probably the greatest tutorial of all time. And it should be faster than that. He was in kind of a weird spot. You should generally be able to hug to the left there. Alright, because we do an out of bounds now, this room is probably... Come on. This room's probably the toughest in the game at this point. For the most part, everybody's going to do it the same. When you come through the door, you're just going to be holding strafe, which I should show. You're going to hold strafe for just a moment, just enough to be moving to the right, so that when we come in, you can just hold forward. We're going to run around that gate, get close enough to use the bottle, move over to the right, access this switch. Now when we come out of this, we want to strafe, or we want to quick turn cancel, and we want to turn clockwise when we do it. And then start running, run around that gate, and hit the text box on the way out. And sometimes the camera does different things. And if you screw up, you're going to be looking at a text box that isn't the one you want. It's probably the toughest one now. It's going to take practice. Here you've got a blind angle. It's got to run forward. Excuse me. Got to run forward, run around. And we're going to be at our out of bounds now. This was discovered about 3 weeks ago. Well, this was revealed about 3 weeks ago. I don't know when they discovered it. I think So and Jokey, I believe, are the two main ones who released this, or literally just the two who did this. Now, it used to be that we would run down here, where we would find the toughest room in the game. Instead, we're going to run over here. And you kind of want to you got to do this quickly if you don't want to waste too much time, because the trick is slightly difficult to pull off. Basically, the idea here is as soon as we step back, Heather is going to jump off the back side of this little ledge. We want to not auto-save, we want to quick save at exactly that point. I'm not going to worry too much about the mechanics and what's happening and why this works. I failed right there. That might have worked. So when I load back in, you should have, now that I think of it, you should have quick save, quick load bound to 2 buttons that you can access on your keyboard easily. I use 7 and 9 on the number pad. I don't know what other people use. When I press quick load, I need to be holding aim. Well, actually, I need to be holding aim after I press quick load, but before the load actually happens, you want to be holding aim. Now that would send you back over here, inside this wall. Now we are facing the direction that we ran to get to that platform, which is good because it allows us to skip about literally an entire minute of content. So we're going to run forward. We're going to hit left. We're going to tap left twice. You don't want to go too hard on this. Too light is better than too hard. We're going to run off into the abyss over here, and you should end up about the door. I went a little bit light there, but you should see that door there. Oh my god, cat. So you're backing up as soon as you teeter over the ledge. Hit the quick save button. Now, if you fail, you're going to jump off. What'll probably happen for quite a while is you're going to see save completed there. You're going to see save completed, and then you're going to jump off, and then you're going to load up back on the platform. Like so, right? And then you're losing time.
Don't know that one.
All right. That time I was late, which is worse than being early, especially on the first time. Well, actually, now that I think about it, on the first time, if you're late instead of early, it's terrible. You're losing so much time. If you're late instead of early on your second or third attempt, then it's actually okay. That's a free attempt because you're just going to load back to your previous attempt. Now you can't quick save, quick load anywhere in the run. It's only that out of bounds right there, and then 2 other little situations a little bit later on. Well, not a little later on. It's literally the final point of the game. Run up here, run to the ladder. I split there. Alright, now it's everybody's favorite, Hilltop. It's a pretty short point in the game. Hilltop and the other world, Hilltop. but it sucks because there's a notorious enemy here that can just decide to ruin your run. And he's not by himself. He's got two buddies in the hallway that do the same thing. And there's like four different instances of where it can happen. Here we're going to run up, use the mattress, and then just run into the hole. You don't jump, you don't inspect it. Excuse me, you don't inspect it. You do jump, just by running up to it. I skate left there to get a quick turn. Now this little window can be a little finicky sometimes. You can run forward just mashing like that and like try to actually turn into the window. You can also run past, like so. You kind of just want to like just slightly turn to the right so you're not wasting too much time. Which I'd like to do because you can, you know, if you try to actually like turn your face into the window as you'd expect, you can miss it. So I just slightly turn and keep on running forward. Here, I do a quick little skate to the right and hit the door. Skate to the left here, around the corner. All right, now this is super quick. We're going to go to this other door. I just pointed at my screen as if you could see it. We're going to go to this other door that's in front of our face and slightly to the right. It's not directly in front of your face, though. So as you enter the door, after you enter the door, you want to hold on your strafe right button. And as soon as you can see yourself, you're going to start either mash, or when you learn it, you're going to know when it's time to do it. But the idea is for it to be really fast, right? So you're holding strafe, mash if you want, or just know when it happens. But it should be really fast. All right. Getting the rope is a little finicky there. I'm not even going to show it to you a bunch of times because people do it slightly differently. I think some people will go up here and pull this number and then run out. I have more luck if I just kind of mash when I'm turning. I guess I am going to show it to you a couple times. It performs better for me that way. I turned my light off coming out of here because there's a dog. You didn't see it there, but there is a dog. All right, now we're going to run up here. Hard left. That was bad. Hard left to this door. We're going to turn right. I'm going to turn my light off again because this is the other auto aim point in the game. Turn like so. Pick that guy up. Quick turn cancel. Back out. And we want to go through that door as soon as possible. Now, it's really hard to explain kind of the best way to do it there. If you don't get quick turn baited, I guess we'll call it baited. It just works. You just go, you unlock the door, you go through. You have to press it twice. More likely is something's going to happen. It seems to me like if you're holding either left or to the right when you're doing this, you're more successful getting through the door without getting the bait. It's just, that's not even like a practice thing so much as like it just happens sometimes. You can even strafe there. Sometimes some people have, I've seen people strafing. All right, so we go into our menu over here to the jack and the rope. Skate around to the right. Now there, I actually will go back. So when you come out of here, you're going to want to start with just a strafe. And then start pressing to the right and kind of roll into moving forward around the corner. And you'll just you'll get used to it over time. All right. Here, slide to the left and around, and you can just start mashing on both through this door until you get to the bathtub. I split here. This is where we go to Otherworld Hospital. Or not Hospital, Otherworld Hilltop. Run around the bathtub. The safest way to do this is just strafe hard to the left like that and run forward. I actually generally do a slight bit of skate action there so that I can run instead of having to strafe all the way. My throat hurts like hell. I don't know why I picked tonight to do this. Now, out of this cutscene, we're going to run forward and to the left just the slightest bit. And you're going to be mashing enter because there's 4 items on your left that you need to pick up. Well, actually, there's only 2 items on there that you need, but there's 4 there. So we're just going to pick them all up. Now, after you get them, you're going to do a quick turn and a cancel and run forward. And because I forgot to autosave, that's what you do. I won't show you again. I'm the greatest at this. Yeah, so here, just strafe and then turn as you get around the corner. Like I said, it's just something you'll get used to. Now, immediately outside here, we see our first slurper. He's a little tough to get around. He doesn't hit very often, but he is a little tough to get around just because you can't see him when you come out because the camera's facing you. So I hold on the camera as we get out of the door. Oops. And you just do your best not to go in front of him. Curl around. All right, now, elevators. Here in the hospital, we go in and out of elevators several times. People handle these differently. I like to do a quick turn cancel and kind of run forward and to the right. I don't know if I'll be able to reposition properly here. I like to quick turn cancel and run forward to the right so that she runs out. She's kind of facing the thing there. I won't be able to do it like that. We're going to the first floor first here. We will revisit the quick turn cancel thing that I do. Up to the right, we need both the shells. We're going to strafe out, go over here, and get the meat. And come back. Alright. So that's how I do it. We're going to the 5th this time. I use the keyboard for these elevators. Some people use the mouse here. I think it's much faster with the keyboard, much more consistent. So quick turn into a forward right run is how I roll. Some people just strafe to the left and then quick turn and then you're facing it. It's probably safer, honestly. Hell, it might even be faster now that I've said it. But it's what I do. It's what I've always done. The reason I do that is because in the hospital there's more space, which I will show later. Alright, we're actually going to save right here. We're going to strafe to the left and turn, because people, once again, do this room slightly different. What I do is strafe left, pick up the matches, immediately do a quick turn, cancel, and strafe left again to get back out the door. Pretty fast. It seems like it's the fastest for me. I will try to do it the way other people do it, but I've never really practiced it. So what they do is kind of turn left and run up here and just grab the matchbook like that, and then run out. Obviously it's going to look really slow there because I don't know how to do the trick. I'll try it again. she gets confused if she gets confused if you do a quick turn but then move a little bit too fast. But yeah, the idea is get the matchbook like there, and then you can just run out. I don't know how to do it, so I'm not overly concerned about that. Running across. I'm going to save it here because positioning is important. Typically, if you just run up here and like right here should be fine. We're going to menu. We're going to grab our mouse. We're going to go over with the keyboard, and we need to go down to combine here, combine here, and then mouse up to the actual matchbook and just click. And that should use all three. Positioning's really important here, because what can end up happening is you run up here, do your thing, you're at the bucket, you're like, oh great, the bucket works. Except it doesn't. Sometimes. Typically, if you're to the right and you're mostly looking at the painting, kind of like I was the first time, you're like right there, should be fine. But yeah, you don't want to have to do that twice. So just kind of play it safe, get up in this position-ish right here, and it should be fine. And go through the painting. Now we're going to get down to the slipper hallway, which is just down these stairs. And this is one of two big RNG screw you over points. If you get knocked over by a slurper, just say goodbye to 4 seconds. There's not a lot you can do about it either, because 2 to 3 of them are just going to be around on the other side of this first corner. The safest you can play it is to kind of run out here around a corner wide. And just hope for the best, but sometimes they're just there and they're zooming at you even before you see them. Another guy's there, obviously. Alright, quick little turn here, we're going to pick up the coin. I'm going to strafe and skate a little bit to the left. Use our coin. We're going to strafe right into a run forward. That was clunky, but that's what you do. Unlock this door. There's actually a dog that can be there sometimes. And you can get auto-aimed there. It doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. Right, back to the elevator. Back to 1. To the left. Now there's 2 more slurpers in this hallway, and sometimes they're just going to get you. Sometimes they're going to be standing directly in front of the door, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So we need to go read this book, then we're going to run out. I split here. Alright, now the missionary. There's a quick little segment, but it's a boss fight, and sometimes he can screw you, as any boss can, but it's less prevalent these days. Like, once you get used to the run, he's going to be not a huge issue for you. But there's, like every boss, there's quick ways of killing him and slow ways, and it's not entirely up to you. Out of the cutscene, turn your light off. He's going to walk some direction. You never know. We're going to go down. We're going to go over to our amp pool, which, if you're lucky, the amp pool will just be the one that you're on when you go down. We're going to equip it, but not use it. You need to back out, over to the shotgun, equip, and then just hit your menu button again to quickly get out. You don't want to, hit, it's delete for me. I think it's technically like the escape option or something like that. Just hit menu. We're going to run forward. And we're going to give him a quick shot, but we're going to hold aim. Walk forward until we shoot down, and then shoot again. It occurs to me that I forgot to talk about what actually is the quick shot. We're going to do that now. So there's an option. There's a key that you can bind for. I think it's actually called defend. We should look. It's actually called dash. But if you do this while she's holding, or while you're holding aim, she will pull back her hands and she'll defend. Now, why this is important is that if you do this while you're shooting, or while you're aiming, again, she will defend. The thing that's notable about it is that breaks the animation for aiming. And for some reason, it allows you to shoot faster. So, little 3-button sequence right there, and she'll just shoot almost instantly. If you aim and then shoot, you gotta wait for her to actually... Wow, I hit him from here, that's funny. You have to wait. It's much faster to do this. This is something that's going to come up later when we get to the amusement park as well. And a certain other more notorious boss fight. So ideally, you're going to run it behind him, you're going to quick shoot, you're going to hit him in the back. You need to hit him in the back, not the front. The side works sometimes, but it's not something you're going to want to aim for. After you hit him, you're going to hold on aim and start moving forward so that she aims down. And as soon as she does, you can shoot again. And hopefully he stays down. And you're just going to shoot again, and that's the quick kill. Sometimes he's going to stand up and you got to do the whole thing again.
Did you do?
And he's really far away that time. So there's like basically nothing that I could have done there except get lucky, shoot it exactly the right time, and one of the bullets might have hit him. This time he's going to get back up. So you just do it again. And another shot. Let's do it one more time and hopefully get a quick kill. Nope. And he'll be dead. 2 cutscenes, and then we're going to run out and get in the car with Douglas. Strafed over to the right. I split there. Alright, now we get to Silent Hill proper, and we start running. Now before we started using the out of bounds, we would have 2 ampoules in our inventory right now. And normally I would just use one right now so that Heather wouldn't run out of stamina and we could run all the way there without her slowing down. Now we don't have that. So what we're going to do is do a quick save, quick load before she gets too tired. You're going to run around those trash cans, kind of cut this angle over here. We're going to quick save right about there, because you can see she slows down. So go ahead and quick load. And then we're going to go. If at some point I decide to do this for the normal mode as well, as of right now, I don't think there's any reason to, because I appear to be the only person on planet Earth who cares about it. There's a place you can stop back there if you happen to need shotgun shells. Oops. We're in the hospital. I'm going to run around, get to the elevator. Again, I quick turn cancel here to be able to get over to this. Again, I use the keyboard. A hug to the right. Go down this hallway first. This room's not tough, but it's a little wonky. You're going to run forward to this, get the two things in there, and skate back out to the left. It's, I think it's perfume, nail polish remover, and then the shotgun shells. Go over to the right. The code on this door on easy mode is always the same. It's going to be, and here you can use the mouse or you can use the keyboard, depends how you like it. I like the keyboard. Seems pretty damn fast to me, and it's always exactly the same motion. 4639 is always the code here. If you want to use the mouse, again, you can. Mash to get through. We're going to strafe to the right. Kind of want her to be on the right side so that when we come out of this room, we can strafe to the right and get by her without her turning around and shooting us. So we're going to run in here. We're going to turn off the alarm clock that is right there. These numbers are random every time you play. 0809 is bad. That's not good. Not good at all. You can get numbers like 0100 or 0111. I think that when I got the world record on PS2, I think it was 0010 or 0020, something like that. Anyway, RNG. Just get used to it. Turn it off. Now we're going to do a left skate here to kind of get around, and then that was bad. But we're going to kind of get around, and then she's going to readjust herself to run. Come on. So 0809. Again, I use the keyboard here. I went too far. It's 0809, not 908. But and it's going to differ for some people because some people have super clicky fingers, right? I don't. I'm not fast. I can't single mash. Just I don't have that capability. So I have two buttons bound to action, like I said before, and you can use them and quickly get to whatever number, right? Let's try it again. Even that was a little wonky, but it's fine. Straight forward to the right. You can turn your light off when you come back around. Whoops. We do a quick strafe to the right there, but you don't want to hit that bench too hard. So you gotta be quick. Going to the first floor this time. Again, around to the right. Gonna run in here, get right into the wall. Just like be safe, because you don't want to not be able to use your menu items here. That's big, feels bad, right? So your menu should be on the shotgun when you get here. So click to equip it. Right click to get back. Go up, right, and click again. Now from here, you can do it a couple ways. You can do a quick turn and run back and turn left. You can also strafe right, like that. I don't usually do that, but kind of wanted to try it. We're going to go out the door. Go over here to the basement. We're going to skate left and run down. From here, we're going to run right over here and get these machine gun bullets into this room. So what I do here is a quick little turn right there, and then just right strafe. And I think we can see it. Yeah. This is where you get your code, 6943. We're going to reset because it occurs to me that I never actually tried if you can just strafe. I don't think... Oh, you totally can. Okay, so just strafe to the right, and you can get your code. 6943. Now, as soon as we get out of this screen, we're going to be skating to the left. So left strafe, left turn. And we're going to turn our way back around, and we're going to hit that door. And you just kind of want to roll into moving forward there towards the end. Get up here, position yourself as so to get the machine gun, another strafe and run to the left. We're going to go all the way up to the 3rd floor. Navigating the stairs is just something you're going to have to get used to. It sucks. You don't want to waste too much room. I hope I remember the code. I think it was 6943. Again, I kind of like to draw this nurse over here to the right. Sorry about my phone. We're going to go in here, answer the phone. Now, as soon as we get out of this cutscene, you want to turn your light off, but you immediately need to be running forward to open the door as well. So it's a quick little sequence. Oops. We're going to turn to the right. Hopefully we get by the first one. The second one, that nurse can shoot you. It's happened to me once in the history of me playing this game. Turn your light back on. It's happened to me once in the history of me playing this game. But don't take it for granted. Just hug the right wall, get through there. You turn your light off to get through here, because she's got a gun too. Alright, now the tunnels. And I want to cut across here. We want to get the door running, but be on the right side when it's up far enough for us to keep running. Hug the right. Start making our way over to the left, around the corner, to the door. Now you want to hold view when you turn the corners so that you can quickly turn, because the turn is much faster than it seems like it should be. Now here, it's just kind of you just kind of got to learn where the turn is. Around to the left here, we're going to activate a gate that shuts down in front of us. You can either do a quick turn or a strafe to the right. It's kind of up to you. I think they're both basically the same speed. We want to be on the left side when we can run through. Here, again, be viewing when you run through. Hug the left wall. After the 6th, I think, 6th gate, we're going to see a thing on the left. 7th, maybe. I split here before we go to the Otherworld Hospital. We've got a short way to go before we get to the probably... I'm going to call him the #1 run killer, because probably a third of the time, you're just going to lose. You're going to lose time. He's going to decide that you can't play. We'll talk a little bit more about it when we get there. Strafe right, to the door. Skate left. So you can do these floors in slightly different sequence here. I go to the 2nd floor first. I use the keyboard here. Round to the right. Now, as soon as we come out of this next room, there's going to be a slurper on the floor, so you got to kind of be cognizant of that. All right, we're going to go in here. To the right of us is going to be a trash can that has 3 things in it. We only want one of them. We want the plastic bag. Now, it's kind of on like the front side of the bag, or I guess the back side, depending on what your perspective is. So you just kind of turn and then run forward, and then you just get it sometimes. And then you'll turn further and use the door. So trying to go fast, like sometimes you're just gonna get the health drinks. It's not the worst thing in the world. I keep getting the bag first because of course. There, I got the drink first. So what'll make you feel bad is when you go in and pick up the health drink and then like accidentally leave the room before realizing, hey, I didn't get the plastic bag. I may or may not have done that before. So again, there's a slurper on the floor there. He about caught us. Those things are blind, by the way, so don't even bother turning your light off. I missed my quick turn cancel. This, we're going up to the 3rd floor, so I actually do use the mouse. Slurper again. Just try to be cognizant of where he is. Alright, here we're going to do a hard skate to the right and kind of roll into a turn to go forward. Alright, so we need to equip an item that is 2 to the right. We're going to equip this perfume. Like so. And then we're just going to hit left again and go up here and we're going to poke the bag. Now the perfume, we equip it, and you might wonder why we do that, because that literally attracts enemies to you. The reason we do that is in the next segment, there's going to be an enemy that we need to be moved out of the way. Well, really, yeah, that's all it is. We need an enemy to be moved from where he is. So having the perfume equipped prevents us from having to wait. So yeah, we've now put blood in our plastic bag. You do have to accept. Do this. You do have to press action out of this menu or this text message, and then you're going to immediately quick turn cancel and run forward. You have to do it twice. Forgive me. Back to the other door. Try to get eyes on the slurper, who will knock you down sometimes. Alright, now we're going down to the basement. We're going to run forward, pick up the thing, quick turn, go back. And then we're going over to the 1 button. Again, keyboard, you're going to briefly press forward and briefly press down before you hit your enter. Now coming out of this elevator, you're going to run forward and turn enough so that you're on the... you're going to... Well, the camera was, of course, different that time. You want to see the... you want to be on the other side of that line on the floor. This one, right here. Normally the camera is set so that you can see it when you're running forward. Like so. Down here. Turn your light off. This bitch will hit you sometimes. I mean, it just... You know, do your best. That slurper is basically a non-factor, but I have been hit by him before. Run forward. Use your blood bag. Alright, now this is our guy. So the sequence of events here is going to be as soon as we exit out of the cutscene and we hear that we have entered the boss fight, we're going to do a quick shot, which again, aim into cancel, or excuse me, aim into defend into shoot, like so. And then we're going to keep on mashing shoot, and we need to hit him 2 more times. Not just shoot 2 more times, but you need to hit him. And hopefully he doesn't swim away. What is your problem? Hopefully he doesn't swim away. If he swims away, just say goodbye to a minute and a half, because that's probably what you're going to lose. Most likely, you're going to be resetting if you're actually like trying to put up times. Nothing sucks worse in this run. Honestly, Leonard is just the bastard of the run. He's the worst part of it. By a smidge, because a certain girl later on can ruin your run without being like a hard reset situation. She can just run away and like be hard as hell to hit. Leonard first though. So let's save our 1 single shotgun shell. Alright. And we're mashing. We hit him. We hit him. We're going to step forward. And we need to go equip our machine gun. I do this with the keyboard so that I can easily menu out Maybe your mouse configuration is different than mine, but it's just faster for me to equip and then menu. Now, when we come out of the menu, we're going to quick shoot the machine gun as well, but you also need to be aiming down, which for me is the button that is also backwards. It's going to depend how you bind your keys. I showed you how I bound mine before. So this is S for me, which would be what Heather uses to back up. So quick shot, but also aim down. And by doing the quick shot, it allows her to spray the hell out of those bullets faster. It actually, like, literally shoots the bullets faster. So let's see if we can get him to run away. We actually did hit him again. There you ran. And there's just nothing you can do. You try to shoot him, you're not going to hit him. Just say goodbye. Even when he stands up. If you get close, he'll probably hit you. You can shoot him. He's probably going to swim again. I actually got lucky. This isn't like the most disgusting time loss of all time, but you don't want it. If he swims, like, you just reset. Sometimes you'll do this and he won't die. So as a precaution, as soon as the bullets are gone, run forward and just start mashing enter so that she'll stomp on him. Usually he's dead. If you hit him with the 2 shots with the shotgun, which he responds differently if you actually hit him versus not hitting him. But as long as you get those 2 shots in, he should be dead after you spray the bullets. Just make sure you quick shot the machine gun. That's something that I forgot for a long time. Oh, I forgot to split. Alright, back in Silent Hill, but this time we have an ampoule, so we don't have to worry about any kind of auto save or quick saving, quick loading. And you should have a supplies button, or yeah, I think it's called supplies in the menu, bound to a key on your keyboard. It's H for me, probably H for you too, unless you change it. Press it once, and that'll use your ampoule, which we equipped on us way back when we fought Leonard. So we're going to run back to the hotel where we came from. Don't take it too tight. You can generally just kind of run along this little strip of land right here to get where you want to go. But the road's not straight, so, you know, don't fret over it too much. Just don't be swerving a whole ton. Don't hit the cars. We're going to run up here. It's going to be this door right here, the 106. Out of the cutscene, we're going to run again, so slightly to the right. Don't get too close to this because you'll slow down. Alright, now here, what I like to do is keep on holding forward and open up the map, because it will allow you to make sure that you're pointed in a reasonable direction. And I believe that this is slightly faster. Very slightly faster, but also it just lets you kind of kick back a little bit. You don't have to like keep on nudging to go down the little strip that I showed you before. I'm actually a little bit too far to the right here, but it's okay. Unless I run into a light pole. No, we're good. Alright, so this split is far and fucking away. Like, not even close. It's far and away my least favorite in the entire run. One, because of a trick that we do that I personally really don't like. And one, because there's a situation that's out of our control. Slightly out of our control. Which we are going to see in just a moment. Alright, that enemy right there is the one that we equipped the perfume for. If you don't, he'll just stand there. And you have to wait for him to move before entering the gift shop, which is directly ahead of us. We're going to run in there. Just in case you wanted to know. That's why we equipped the perfume. Alright, this room. What we need to happen is we need to trigger an event. By running up into this corner, we're going to scoot around this way, and then you heard that smash right there. That was actually very, very good, because of course it was in a tutorial. We're going to turn around, we're going to come back, we're going to pick up this key. We're going to turn around again, we're going to pick up this ampoule, and then we're going to leave. And that's the best you can hope for in there. A couple people do it slightly differently. Of course, the camera was different there. Some people go up here and just kind of run to the right and then come back. And sometimes that works, and it's a little bit easier to grab the key that way. And then the camera is a little bit more reasonable. So that's a good way to start. Some people run up here and just like do it, but it doesn't drop. And it just doesn't fucking drop. And then just like say goodbye to some time, right? But yeah, for the most part, you run up to the corner, you kind of skate to the right, get the camera turned around, and by about the time you get to the ampoule, the crash will have happened. You need that ampoule. We're gonna run out, run to the right. This guy can punch you, so be careful. Yeah, there you go. There's two dogs here. They can just be in your way. Stairs in this game are kind of just annoying. You don't want to waste too much time running up them, but if you do the stop and turn thing to like easier or faster negotiate them, like you can... It also kind of inherently wastes a little bit of time. So, you know, your mileage may vary. I should also mention that I can actually maybe just show you right here. If you're playing on the PS2 version, the thing we just did, which by the way, the PS2 version does not allow the out of bounds that I showed you earlier in the run. Sorry about that. Should have mentioned it then. I think it's literally just because you can't autosave on the PS2 version. On the PS2 version, you can... That's very annoying. I don't know if you can actually do it here. I don't think I can do it anymore because the door is open. Oh, there it is, actually. On the PS2 version, you don't go into the gift shop. You don't go get that key, you don't worry about that event. You just run up here and don't unlock the door, and you just mash like hell, literally where I'm standing. There's other positions where you can do it, but it's a very small window where you can actually just access the switch from outside. You turn it off, and you turn around and you go. Now, on the PC, you have to run in here, you turn, you go forward maybe like a little bit, and then kind of scoot out and go through. There's lots of examples out there. If you want to go look up exactly that PS2 trick, just go look at any of the runs. Mine in the past, I did it on mine. Everyone does on that run. Because it saves time. You don't have to go in the gift shop and worry about the stupid event that you can't control. Run forward. We're going to skip out of 3 cutscenes. All right, Borley Haunted Mansion. So what's about to happen is there's going to be 4 separate rooms that has 4 separate audio files that need to play out before you can access the subsequent room. Now, that's really the only trigger that there is for being able to get through the room. It's just that audio file has to stop playing. So what we're going to do is Alt-Tab out of the game, and then use our cursor to... I play in windowed mode. Excuse me. So for windowed mode, you're going to Alt-Tab out. You can grab your mouse. You're going to use your cursor, and you're going to grab and hold the title bar of Silent Hill 3 to where you can actually drag it around the screen, and you're just going to hold it. Now, the reason we do that is because it stops the in-game timer.
Please come inside and look around.
So you just wait until the audio file ends.
Feel you're ready. Then go through the door.
You go to the next door. We strafe here just a little bit. Run forward. Do it again.
Do you hear those voices? A family.
Now saying it saves time is it's a little inaccurate, right? What it does is it stops time.
The murderer was caught. Do you know why he said he
I don't know anyone who would say that they like doing this.
I had to. Anyway, I'm lying.
My personal preference would be that we just don't. We just let the clock go. We just go because it keeps everybody literally on the same playing field.
That's all.
But it's any percent, right? So the idea is because Silent Hill 3 is judged by the timer at the very end, get it as low as possible, right? I get that. The alternative to this would be having a very crappy performing computer just because time runs differently due to performance. So this allows everyone to play on the same playing field. Turn, go up here to this door, do the same thing.
A quiet young man, but
Yeah, so
friendly.
if you're playing on full screen, I believe, I don't play on full screen just because of the way my system handles the game itself. When I play on full screen, it takes up my main monitor. Everything on my secondary monitor explodes in resolution. Everything just like blows up, right? My timer stops working, all the other windows get huge, the text gets huge. I can't do that. But the idea is you would just Alt-Tab out, and that stops the time immediately. You don't have to click anything. Your screen will just be black, and then you'll click back in when you're ready to go.
This mansion is quite
Now here we have to do it twice, if not 3 times. Alt-Tab out, grab the mouse. Now you hear that grinding sound, right? That means it's not working.
It wasn't supposed
We need it to stop.
there, I assure you. There's the
Let go,
exit.
do it again.
hope
I accidentally hit aim, so she's aiming.
Please come back anytime. Or if you'd prefer.
Alright, now that's the 4th. So after this, we run through the tunnels, which you're just going to have to learn the pattern. She's either taking 4 steps or 2 steps before you need to do a thing. And yeah, there's really no other way around it. You're just going to have to learn the pattern.
That was supposed to be
Oops,
the exit.
a little early. Guess I miscounted.
But it seems that no one wants
Left.
to leave.
This time we're going to go right twice after 2.
Everyone really likes you. They want you to stay with them.
Like so, and then it's exactly the same pattern for the second one. The camera's just a little bit closer to you. I split there. Because I like to know how much my 2 least favorite parts of the entire run are screwing me over. Turn the light off there because we have perfume equipped. And that makes those enemies aggressive. We're going to grab the chain, we're going to strafe out of it, and run forward. Don't mash here, because there's a book that you can end up reading and that wastes time. But we're picking up the shoe, and we're going. We're going to turn. This hitbox for these 2 boxes of shells is a little wonky, so just kind of run up on it, turn a little bit, pick up the other one, and then go. Turn the light off again, run slightly out of the way a little bit. Now, speaking of wonky hitboxes, this is another tough one for me. It's just always been tough for me. Again, I don't know why on a day that my throat was itchy I decided to do this. So we menu. Equip the shotgun. Right click. I right click on it. Your mileage may vary there. I right click to get back. Up, over to the chain, click again. We're going to skate to the right. Run forward. Stop right about here. And then you're on the chain already. Just click again. Skate to the left. Come back. And then right about here. You can get it while the camera angle is actually on the previous one. But whatever. Quick turn out. Run forward. Hit the gate just like that.
Douglas.
Now this, hold forward, but start tapping to the left a little bit. Hold forward, go to the right almost immediately. Run in, we're going to quick turn after we pick this up. Whoops. Camera angle. Actually, you don't need the camera angle there. I don't know why I did it. This is where you want the camera angle. Run forward. This is how I do it. Some people do it differently. I go to the right first. Shoe. Skate to the left, turn left a little bit. Do that. Skate to the right to get out. Or not. In that case, it's strafe to the right. Up to the door on the left. Alright, this boss fight. It's actually a 2-parter here. First, we have to blow up all of these horses, and then we gotta fight Alessa. I'm holding 3 fingers now for some reason. The horses, the idea is you're going to position yourself in front of them. You're going to quick shot to kill them in one shot, and then you're going to go, and you're going to get to the next one in an amount of time that is acceptable, right? Now, running up here, you want to hold view when this transition happens. It's going to be blind, but you're going to kind of turn to the right. You want to end up right there. You're going to hit escape or whatever you have to get to this menu. You're going to go into the save menu. Or load. Load works too. But you're just going to go in here, you're going to wait a couple seconds, and then we're going to go back and the fight will start. And that soaks up the extra time where we would have had to be sitting there waiting. But the clock is stopped in these menus. So that's why we do that. As soon as it starts, we're going. So here we go. So we get those 4 outer ones. We're gonna turn around, and then while you're inspecting the horses, the time actually stops. So you're gonna get through the text, and you're gonna wait on the last one until it gets to a point where you can kill it, and then go. So if you get there and it's early, you can look at it. Now from here on out, it's only 1 text, and that stops the clock. So we don't have to do a lot of extra running. It used to be that the way we mapped it. The way that we mapped the kill streak or the kill sequence was based on where the horse would be when we got there, and this is a little bit more forgiving. In fact, we basically still do the same thing. It's just this is forgiving. And then we wait until we hear this noise. That one right there. Go back to the menu. And this will allow us to transition to the next boss fight. And this is Alessa. And she is also an ultra bitch. How to describe it? So what you want to happen is the 4 times that we run up and encounter her, we want her to go down in 2 shotgun shots. So I think the way to do it is just kind of show you here, because there's a lot of little intricacies that are happening. It's going to be a quick shot, but then hold it. I tapped slightly to the left because Heather aim changes a little bit. Alright, there was a little beep right there. I was talking, but we're going to hear it again. After you hear that beep, you can go. You start running, and she should be close by. Sometimes you shoot and she just misses. So there was a low beep. There's a high beep. So you want the quick shot, you want to tap slightly to the left so that you're aiming right at her chest. And then you shoot again. I didn't hear the beep that time. Now this time, you walk forward. You shoot her while she's down, she stands up. And she'll be dead. Now, that was the slow version. Ideally, she doesn't stand up that second time. There. Ideally, she doesn't stand up that second time, so that would have been a slow fight, not the quick kill, as it were. So let's see if we can get one at speed. I will also show you what happens that is big fail. She's not wanting to run right now. That's kind of hilarious that she's behaving like this. Sometimes you shoot her, and she'll just run the other way. And when that happens, it's just like, just fuck you. Just cry because you've lost a bunch of time. And there she died. You just got to make sure you're doing the quick shot. It's very important. And then, equally important, slightly tap left to re-aim at her chest. And she should go down, if you're square on her for both shots, she should go down in 2. But if she goes down in 3, that's fine. As long as she goes down. You don't want her to run away. If she runs away, like, you just kiss goodbye to 15 or so seconds. If you're lucky. Maybe you'll get extremely lucky and shooting her in the back is enough to knock her down. It's happened to me. I mean, it's happened. Also, I split after Alyssa dies. So there, inspect, hit left, or hit something, hit a direction, and hit inspect again, or action, whatever you want to call it, and you'll get through the door without having to read all the text. We're immediately going to run forward and around to get that card. Skate to the right, run forward, turn your light on. Actually, you can leave your light off for a moment. Around this way. We're going to do this. Get around Fatty here. Now this is another quick save, quick load point. Run up to the painting, quick save. Now obviously you can't do this on the PS2, so you just have to kind of mash the text button when she gets close. But yeah, we quick save, we quick load, and just start mashing. Keep on mashing to go through the door. Now there's another missionary here. We're going to strafe off to the right and run around this way. Keep your light off. And hopefully he doesn't hit us. That is the wrong door. This is the right door. Run forward. Get your next card. Now that missionary can be in your way. I'm not going to bother backing it up because he just is sometimes in your way and you just have to deal with it. You get around him. Sometimes he's going to hit you. Sometimes, like, he's not just going to hit you, he's going to knock you down.
You show up everywhere,
And it just sucks. But it's the last, like, big RNG, like, punch in the dick that you have to deal with in the game. The final boss fight, you can lose a little bit of time depending on how God feels. Alright, this is another one of the tough rooms in the game. It's not crazy, You want to get that card, strafe to the right, 1, 2, 3, strafe over here, go through the door. Now, you want to turn your light off again. Third door, strafe again. Now, the reason we do that is because since we have the perfume equipped, those enemies are more aggressive. And they can be over there so that the last time we come through there, you can take a hit from one of those grinder dudes. I don't know what they're actually called. Alright, this room, very quick. Run forward to the left, skate back to the left, and you're out. And we're coming back. Turn to the right, light off. We're going to run. Actually, you can leave your light on here if you want. Run through. And we're going to do the quick save, quick load again. Right here. Load, and we're mashing. And we're skipping, and now we're running. I'm gonna look at this little book right here. Quick turn out and go. Skate to the left, slightly to the center there. Hard turn to the right. Now you do want your light off. Sometimes you can make it through the middle. Sometimes you just get punched in the balls on your way through. Back to the left again. You want your light off, so I don't know why I keep telling you to turn it back on. There's a little delay sometimes right there, so it'll throw off your timing, but you want to strafe again. But we are almost done. You want to skate there as well. I don't know why I didn't. We're going to go up here and we're going to see one of the cooler in-game like environmental effects that I've ever seen in gaming. Alright, these little guys right here can be a little tough to navigate on the way back. Slide to the right, second door, run forward, get this, quick turn out, quick turn cancel out. Alright, on the way back it's tougher for some reason. Give yourself some space. Gonna roll around the right corner, and we're going all the way back down. The camera was literally ridiculous there. Alright, so we're going to work our way right back down the way we did before. And I'll start talking about the God fight. It's simple to execute. Relatively simple to execute. Well, yeah, there you go. So those guys can hit you if you're not paying attention. Most of the time you'll be fine if you remember to turn your light off. Alright, we're going to run forward. We're going to menu. We need to have our shotgun on. So your mouse should just be there, right? We're going to right click again. We're going to go out, use the first tarot card. Bottom right, top right, middle, bottom left, top left. I have no idea what the actual solution is. Literally no clue. So we're going to run into the God fight with the shotgun equipped and our ampoule equipped. Alright, we're going to skip this cutscene and menu immediately while holding left on the keyboard. We're going to get over here to our medallion and click if you want to. I kind of janked that up, but medallion, or you can just hit enter on the keyboard. Run forward. Alright. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run right up to the edge of God. We're going to wait a split second just to make sure that Heather aims up. If you go as fast as you can, sometimes she'll aim forward and you're going to want to be shooting. So you can waste shots that way. She has to aim up. And we're going to do this anywhere from 7 to 10 to 11, maybe even 11 or 12 tries. Or cycles. Until she dies. It's very simple. You just run up, aim, and shoot. Take a hit, Wait a second. Aim again. Now, if you just run up there, sometimes it'll work, and she'll aim up. But sometimes you'll miss, too. Start to get off, you need to get yourself back-centered. Now, when you start flashing like that, about 4 hits in, hit H on your keyboard. Use your amp pool. And we're going. Now, like I said, this can end. This boss fight can be 40. I think 40 seconds is the fastest I've ever seen. That's the fastest I've personally ever seen. I don't know. Maybe you can do it slightly faster. Typically, 45 is like my benchmark for like, okay, that was a good fight. That's like a 8 cycle. That's typically what you can count on. So split worm, 22 seconds, 21-22. That's what you're gonna get. Missionary. I believe you can, like if he's running at just like the perfect angle, I think you can get an 8-second there. Leonard, you can do in 8 seconds. Alessa, 47 is pretty good. But you can do that in like 43, 44, I think is like a really good, like that's when I feel like, oh, okay, that was really good. And 44 is pretty good for God. Now, some quick caveats, right? I don't have the world record in the PC version. I don't. Again, the top runners in this game are, well, they just operate on a different level. So this is good enough to get you 3rd place. I can guarantee you that. If you run it on the PS2, again, there's you can't quick save and quick load, so you can't skip the little footstep sequences in the church, like I mentioned. But you can skip the gift shop and just access the switch through the wall. So remember that. And then on the PC version, remember you can do the out of bounds and the quick save, quick loading. On the PS2, the going into the menu does work though. Going into the menu at the horses, you can do that. But I think that does it. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to the guys in the Discord, the Silent Hill Discord for speedrunning. Very active, very responsive people. You can also go to speedrun.com where you can find many of the resources that you will need, including the game. I should have mentioned, well, not necessarily including the game, but you can find how to find it by going to the Discord, or maybe it even says it on the forum. I don't recall. Konami does not have this game available on Steam, so it's right there on my shelf. It's on my shelf somewhere. So I went and found it. We'll leave it at that. You gotta go get it. However you're gonna get it. Remember, compatibility mode and administrator are straight up required. You're gonna get crashes like crazy if you don't do that. Anything else? Anything else? I don't think so. This stuff, it doesn't particularly matter. This matters for you, but as far as resolution and rendering, doesn't really matter. Sometimes I crank it up because I want the game to look really nice. Sometimes I run it low. I actually want to turn off the noise effect right now. But that's it. Again, feel free to go ask questions in the places I already talked about. Love you guys. Hope this helps. I don't think previously there was just a tutorial out there, and that's something that I wanted when I was learning. Just staring at people's runs when they're talking to chat or something is not the easiest thing in the world. For me, at least. I'm a big stupid idiot, though, so I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Feel free to reach out and find me on the Twitch or the YouTube or the Twitter, whatever. Love you all. Enjoy.